Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be discussing about crypto, Bitcoin, what's gonna also I'm gonna discuss what happened last night with this crazy crash dip. I don't know how you wanna call it. Bitcoin was at $63,000, dropped to 60,000, and now everybody's super scared because we're gonna go down to potentially $40,000. I'm just kidding, guys. Let's analyze what happened so I can tell you exactly what I think is gonna be happening next. Of course, before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updates about this crazy crypto market. So yesterday, guys, I was saying to you and also to my VIP group that Bitcoin, when it was roughly $63,200, I said that in my opinion, Bitcoin would have to go down and have a retest around this area. So the area highlighted, so this one over here, the area highlighted was roughly around 62,200, 500, so around this area over here. So I was expecting Bitcoin to retest this area here at 62,200, and then I specifically said to wait for Bitcoin to rebound. Don't go straight away into a long, because I wanted to see this, and this. And that was my opinion, to be honest. I was really expecting that we could have seen this big bounce coming to the upside, but Bitcoin just decided to go down like that. And guess what our members or our VIP group did? They actually went and short Bitcoin from the top, from 63,000, and they didn't sell when they went down to 62,000 as support. So they just make this crazy amount of gains. Look at that. And trust me, guys, I haven't helped them. They all buy and sell. Look at 53%, 19% bottles of champagne open over here. So that was absolutely incredible. So well done to all of my members, very smart people. So basically what happened last night, it was some fun news in relation to this drop over here, where they said that there was something about some expiration, the typical excuses that they give you to justify this kind of dumps. But it's quite funny, because if you actually have a look at Bitcoin, I'm going to show you right now from here, if you actually were calculating, let's say, the retest of this like this, that's actually like another retest from here. So, you know, we broke this area, retesting right now, so it might not be over, but what I can see could be also that we broke down over here, and then we might see maybe another continuation to the upside. But let's go back into the daily chart so we can analyze today Bitcoin properly. So at the moment, guys, we had this funny, we had this bullish engulfing candle yesterday, which was suggesting to go to the upside, but we got decimated by having now these bearish engulfing candles. So Bitcoin is really chopping up like crazy, and there are some potential scenarios I want to show you today. Now, guys, looking at the daily chart, I can see, like, you know, we're still in a flag. This is my beautiful area of support, and I believe that in the worst case scenario, we're gonna end up in this area over here, in roughly $52,000, $53,000 as the worst case scenario. And what I mean by this, guys, is not that I'm saying right now I'm gonna buy at 52K and that's it, right? I already started to allocate some of my cash for some swing trades. And of course, if you want to know all the possible buying levels, you can join our VIP group, link in the description below. But at the moment, I think that in the worst case scenario, that's what I can really see Bitcoin going to have a nice rebound. So the option that we're gonna have right now is, I got two options for you today. So number one will be that, first of all, Bitcoin is going to drop after the CPI. So 15th of May, we are roughly over here. You know, might have maybe right now a bit of a drop, consolidation from here, and then 15th of May is gonna be the decision time. We're gonna end up in this area over here, which is quite funny that if you actually have a look at this, you can see that we have one pattern here, another pattern here, and then the same pattern. If you do this, it brings you exactly around this area over here. So the $54,000, $53,000, if CPI comes higher than expected, that we could definitely see inflation ramping up again, and then Bitcoin to drop around this area, because of course the S&P 500 is going to go is going to go down as well, dragging all the markets down with it, and therefore we're gonna see BTC dropping like around this level. Otherwise, I'm gonna give you like an alternative, I would say, scenario that it might happen. So if you're gonna go on the 4-hour chart, Bitcoin is forming something which is very remarkable. So in my opinion, not financial advice, that's what I can see from the charts. But what could be forming right now, Bitcoin looks like an inverted head and shoulder pattern. So this pattern over here, guys, in general, it's very bullish. And if you're gonna be able to break, let's say, this level over here of the neckline, and if this is a true inverted head and shoulder, well, the target is going to surprise you, because we might be able to go back to roughly $74,000, because what you do, you just go here, calculate from here to here, post it this way, and it brings you exactly over there. And again, this potentially inverted head and shoulder is actually the shoulder over here could be finishing around the 15th of May, and on the 15th of May we're going to have the CPI results. So that could be like another alternative scenario. We could see Bitcoin potentially rebounding from here in between 59 to 60,000, try to reclimb back up like that, go into the neckline of this inverted head and shoulder, and then depending on the CPI, we are going to see this to actually play out and then go up, as I said before, to $72,000, $74,000. Or what we might see as well, as I said before, as a bearish scenario, we're not going to be able to break this level here, and we're going to continue to go down to this level, form a potential double bottom, and then go up. Or otherwise, as I said before, one last potential scenario could be the drop to roughly $52,000 to $53,000. So, we have plenty of options available right now. So we just have to, of course, analyze day by day, looking at the data, and also be smart when it comes to our trading decisions. So we can also have a look today, guys, a little bit at the Nasdaq. Let's have a look at the Nasdaq so we can see what's going on as well. So the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq looks still quite strong in my opinion, but everything looks overextended. So a glimpse of a bad news, for example, like a bad CPI, is going to crash the Nasdaq, in a sense that if you're going to be able to reclaim this area over here, we're going to be able to break it, and then we're going to go, let's say, to $20,000, then I can really expect Bitcoin to go to 74, 75,000. But if we're going to have bad news over there and Nasdaq is going to be in this area, guys, this is the scenario that's going to happen. So be very careful with that. But again, this is going to be an opportunity. It's an opportunity that for us to, of course, buy the dip at a specific level, which we can also discuss if we're going to see the situation over here. So it's a very exciting time at the moment, guys. Today I'm also going to analyze for you an altcoin, just to show you, like, the way we analyze in our VIP group, just to give you an idea what's going on. And it's my favorites, one of my favorites altcoins that I actually hold a lot. So the name is ING. ING is one of the AI coins. As you probably know already, I'm a fan of AI, and ING looks, in my opinion, pretty good. I'm going to show you, like, some price prediction for this upcoming bull run, and just to show you, what could be happening from this point of view. So, not to mention, guys, that I believe that altcoins have bottomed last time during that war news a few months ago, and I believe that Bitcoin could be going down to 52,000, but in the worst case scenario, altcoins could potentially retest the previous lows around this area. So let's say, for example, that we're going to see in the worst case scenario, Bitcoin going down to 53K. So I could be expecting ING to bottom around this area here, around maybe 17 to 16. And then, of course, from there, I could be expecting doing this, and then, of course, have a reversal, and then to go to the upside. And the reason being is because, as I said before, after the end of May, we're going to see the Treasury buyback program. Inflation is on the downward trajectory, so it won't be long until we're going to see lower inflation targets, and therefore the Fed will have to cut the interest rates, and then it's going to really propose the market to the upside. But again, as you already know, I'm expecting a short-term top to come very soon in the next few months. But with ING, That's what I believe could be happening right now. So very, very simple, guys. Look at these channels over here. That's how we usually calculate, the way we predict, charts. But looking at the channel over here, I wouldn't be surprised is as a short-term top. And guys, I like to be very conservative when it comes to this kind of prediction. I believe the short-term top, we're looking at for ING something like this, something like $63. So that could be probably achieved even, before that. So let's say maybe around July or August if Bitcoin goes to $80,000 to $90,000. But at the moment, $63 is definitely on the cards for ING. And of course, I don't believe it's going to stop here. If Bitcoin is going to go over $100,000 and then it's going to lose its dominance, right? Then I can really expect ING to go way higher than that. And as a target from here, I could be expecting to go as high as $100 per coin. So that could be the best case scenario. Could be going higher. I don't care because I just look at the data. I don't just throw random numbers up in the air. But to be on the safe side, I would say that for these bull markets, I would be very quite positive, right? That ING can definitely reach $63. And if you think about it, if it's going to drop to $15 or $16, that could be a 4x from here, or even a 3x from this current point. So ING looks very, very good. But let's have a look, more intraday, what can happen in the next few days. We can see that straight away ING is forming a potential, what we call a double bottom over here. So we have one bottom here, one bottom over here, and on top of that, you have another double bottom around this area. So another double bottom over here. And this is going to play out. Of course, we could go back at least around this area over here. So it could be that we're going to see potential push up to this level, $29. And then here we're going to decide what's going to be happening next. And what is very, very important for ING right now also will be to break this diagonal level of resistance. So put this on the back of your mind. If you have ING, if it breaks this level, guys, here, what's going to be happening? You're going to see volume coming in, and then it's going to bring you to a target of roughly $29 to $30. But don't be fooled, because if it's not going to break this level, then I'm sorry, we're going to go down. Okay, so we might be forming from here, we might be pushed back, and then form a double bottom from here. So that's how you got to be very careful when you look at breakouts in this way. You can see the great example over here. So we had the daily candle. You try to close above over here, because when it comes to breakouts, guys, you want this candle, this yellow candle, to be outside over here, and then you're gonna see continuation. But if it's gonna be a rejected like that, I'm sorry, you're not gonna go anywhere. So then we're gonna be more rejection from here, and then you're gonna go back to this roughly here, $30. But again, that's gonna be in the next few weeks, and of course Bitcoin is going to decide the outcome. But also what I can see from here is that I'm utilizing this indicator called the RSI, Relative Strength Index. You can see that we have this potential double bottom over here, plus we have what we call a bullish divergence on the RSI, which usually signifies strength. And if that's the case, we can see and draw a Fibonacci retracement and see how much we could retrace from here. And I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if at least, as I said before, we're going to go back to 29 or even $34. So let's say that this movement is not finished. We're going to go lower with ING, but at least I'm expecting to go back to $30, potentially before the CPI for the next few days. If the CPI comes, of course, lower than expected, consider a $31. I'm not going to say guarantee, because there's nothing guaranteed, but very, very possible. And that could be, of course, like a 10-20% from there, more like a 20%. But of course, if CPI comes lower than expecting, then I could see really ING to drop down maybe to potentially 15, 16, and then have a big movement to the upside. So very excited, guys, because that's going to be the last opportunity until we're going to see a crazy, mind-blowing bull market. But again, as always, you are, to all my subscribers, you know that I'm very conservative. I'm not a moon boy that tells you to buy a coin because it's going to go 100x. We are professional. professional traders, and we look at small and consistent movements. Guys, I really hope this was helpful, give you a better idea about ING. Maybe you want to buy, maybe you want to hold it. It's entirely up to you, but that's what I can see from the data. Otherwise, I really hope you're going to have a great weekend, and I'm going to see you tomorrow for another update about Bitcoin and crypto. Take care, and I'm going to see you soon.